alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu, brothers and sisters. Welcome back to AfterSchoolDawah. Now, I know it's been a while since our last episode. It's been a very busy few months for us, I'm not gonna lie. But that being said, right now it is 2021 and technically it is the second episode, but the last episode was a little bit depressing, not gonna lie. You know, me, Tamizad, the three of us, we were all out of it. We were all very drained at the time. So let's just forget about it and call this the first episode of 2021. And I want you guys to be excited for today's episode and for this year, because we got a lot of plans for you guys. And also in today's episode, we'll be talking about our highlights from 2020, and we're going to be talking about a bit of advice on how to make the most out of 2021, even if it's quarantined the entire year. Because at the end of the day, we can't sit around and mope, but instead let's try and make the most out of our time. But anyways, before we get on to today's episode, basically a good friend of ours, her name is Kinza. She is a member of Raw Talk, the group that we do talk about quite often, the group that I'm a part of too, and it's basically a mental health group for Muslims in the UK and around the world. But yeah, Kinza was a member of that since day. That's how we knew her, and unfortunately last month in February she did pass away due to an accident, and it was very shocking, it was very sad, especially considering she's our age. She's only 23 years old. I remember talking to her about, you know, summer plans and stuff like that, how happy we were, or how excited we were for her to be coming back to Raw Talk after exams and everything, you know, just talking about as if like, you know, we're just going to see each other again. But unfortunately things don't happen like that. She passed away. Inshallah, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant her the highest level of Jannah. And I don't really want to say too much because alhamdulillah we've had you know, Raw Talk do an event dedicated to her, Think Quran do an event dedicated to her, and another event, a really big one in Birmingham, do something dedicated to her as well. And it just shows like how much of an impact she left behind, that just being done for her and so many people she affected in a good way, of course. But yeah, so I'm not really going to say too many words. Instead, I just want to request you guys to please make dua or keep her in your duas, her and her family. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant her the highest level of Jannah, which is Jannah Firdaus, and may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make it easy for her family, grant them strength and shifa throughout this very difficult time. You know, I can never imagine losing my daughter, losing my sister, and etc. And talking to the family was really, really heartbreaking, but also very inspiring, considering how they're dealing with it. You know, for them it's more like, yo, listen, she took an early plane ticket. You know, we're gonna meet her soon. Anyways, it's calm. You know, right now we want to do the best for her, and that's why they're gonna, you know, they're starting a little charity for her too. I believe what it is they're building houses or a school or something like that back home, back where her grandparents are from and etc. in Pakistan. So we will leave that down in the description below to her fundraising page, so please be sure to click on that and send some money, and if you can't, at least share it with someone else. But yeah, with that said, I know it's a bit of what do you call it, tough news, but you know, I know Kinza would want us to do the most we can this year. So with that said, let's get started with today's episode. We'll start off with, how was your 2020, bro, in a nutshell? Like if you were to say 2020 in like one sentence, how was it, bro?
Just her. That's it. Yo, the whole year was ups and downs, mainly a lot of shambles, mainly downs, a couple ups. But yeah, it's like things got bad and then they just got worse. And I'm pretty sure everyone feels the same way. But you know what, alhamdulillah, we got through it and we're in a new year now.
Yeah, man. Were there any like highlights of the year?
Highlights of the year though?
Yeah, like any good things.
I graduated, so that's good.
Alhamdulillah, bro, finally out of education. But you're doing masters, so never mind.
Back in education, there actually has been a lot, like we've been making a lot of progress recently. Actually, in 2020, it's a year I think I've seen most self-development, like to myself. Like
That's
it's not
wild.
apparent to others, but personally, I feel like myself, compared to a year ago, I'm a lot more, let's say, a lot more mature, a lot more resilient, a lot, I've changed a lot in many ways.
Don't you think it's like
experiences?
Sorry.
No, yeah, go on.
Yeah, don't you think it's like, because you went through what was it? The quote that's like, life is the biggest lesson in it, or the best lesson. The best lessons are from life. Yeah, that's the one. So do you think that's the case? Like, it's because like 2020 was so rough, that's why you developed so much.
Yeah, for sure. Like, they're saying that what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. And obviously, if everyone that's standing now, everyone that's still going now, that's been through like the entirety of 2020 knows what tough times are like. Because you see all those memes and stuff where people are saying, yo, in like 50 years, 100 years, people are gonna look back at 2020. They're gonna be like, damn, what a year. And they're gonna look through history books and it's gonna go like 2017, 2018, 2019, 2021, 2022. And then everyone's gonna be like, what was 2020? And then the teacher's gonna be like, we don't talk about it.
You know what's funny, bro? Like, I saw this one meme in it. Do you remember the 2012 movie, bro?
Yeah.
Someone took the 2012 movie and they'll go, this is what I'm gonna tell my kids, it was 2020, bro. This is what I survived, bro.
For real, like it's pretty much that, but less natural disasters, more.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, as hard as 2020 was for a lot of people with coronavirus, especially in third world countries, innit, right? I'm not gonna lie, like, when people, like, especially like in the UK and stuff, who aren't like, don't have underlying health conditions and stuff like that as well, who aren't self-isolating, when they complain about how difficult corona is, like, you can complain in it, but when you complain to a certain level, bro, like, I've heard people like, even on Instagram, innit, say like, yo, this is like the worst thing that ever happened to humanity. I'm like, bro, worst thing has happened to people, bro, like, come on.
True. I mean, in terms of affecting, like, the sheer number of people it affected, obviously the whole world is, for like, in terms of scale of severity and stuff like that, it's not as bad
big,
as some things in history.
Yeah, and
like,
it's not even like that. Let's say, was it Yemen where they had an outbreak? What was it?
Yeah, man. We talked about it. Yemen. It had COVID on top of the civil war, I think.
Economy collapsing as well.
What did they have before?
Oh, a drought, right?
They had some sort of cholera. Was it cholera?
I think cholera.
Disease.
Yeah. So they had that. Okay, the difference is, let's say corona over here, we have so many like resources to be able to deal with it, right? Imagine over there, bro. They didn't even have doctors, bro. They didn't have doctors. They didn't have anything, bro. So it's mad. Like, a lot of people went through a lot worse than we have, even when it comes to like a pandemic or a disease,
But alhamdulillah, it's looking up now.
Alhamdulillah, bro. You saw it before that, yeah. What's your highlight of 2020? Like, what are your highlights?
Online exams. That was 100%. Like, bro, honestly, like, I don't care what anyone says. I'm so glad. In a sense, obviously not glad, but in a sense, I'm glad COVID happened. Because I would not. I'm not even gonna lie. I would not. I don't think I would pass. I don't think I was gonna pass that exam if COVID didn't happen. Yeah. Like, honestly, if I was sitting in the exam room doing that exam, I don't think I would have passed, or at least barely passed, right?
I know. Yeah. So many people that came to me and said, if it wasn't for online exam, I would not have. Passed that well this year. Like, I would have barely passed or failed even. I'm like, I guess that's the
definitely
good side of COVID.
That's the thing. I mean, with everything bad that happens, there's some good things that come out.
There was of course like disruption to plans, and like obviously we basically missed out on all of summer, right? And you could go out to a certain extent, but it wasn't like anything like what summer was supposed to be like, right?
Oh, definitely, bro.
And that was a bit but to me, alhamdulillah, I don't really care much for, like, outside of you guys and close friend groups, I don't really care that much about social activity. So it wasn't that big of a deal for me. But obviously you still feel sad when, like, it's bright sun outside and you can't leave, and you wanna meet the boys, grab a burger or something like that, but can't do it.
That's very true. Like, when the weather's banging, you just want to go outside.
You want to go outside, yeah. 100%.
Yeah, definitely. bro. You know what it is, yeah? It's like, it doesn't matter who you are. Everybody needs, like, a certain level of, like, socializing or going outside, bro.
Yeah.
Like, even people who are, like, introverted, who prefer to stay at home, innit? When you stay at home, like, 100% of the time, bro, all my days, like, it's
going to affect you.
It's suffocating. Like, you just want to leave your room, man.
But let's move on
that's
to
why yesterday I went for a walk.
Did you? How was it?
Yeah, like basically, like, Ali was like, he's gonna come over, right?
Oh.
And I was like, you know what?
Ali's one of our friends.
Yep.
But then he didn't come. So then I was like, it was like 9 o'clock. But I was like, you know, I still feel like going out. So then I called Nasa. I was like, yo, let's go for a walk.
I mean, it's been quite sunny
Yeah.
recently.
No, but it was nighttime, innit?
Oh,
Just
right,
really
okay.
felt like.
Yeah, I don't know why I imagined you getting up at 9 a.m.
9 a.m.
From that, that's not gonna happen for you.
Imagine.
I'm gonna go sleep at 9 a.m., bro.
I actually sleep a lot earlier now, but
Nice.
I still wake up late.
Bro, it's
But,
like,
like,
at this point, it doesn't matter what time you wake up or go sleep, innit?
Yeah, but
True.
like, yeah,
Changes.
but
It changes.
I think what's it? I think I agree with Ahmed. Like, as I don't, you know what it is, bro. It's like when the sun comes out, I automatically just start like kind of. I guess it's just your natural body and it's starting to wake up, because it'll be like
Facts.
10:30, and I'm like, I wake up, my eyes will just like open, and I look at my phone. It's like 10:30. Like, why am I awake? I've only been asleep for like 6 hours. I need more sleep, so I'll go back to sleep. But my body will naturally wake up at that time. I just force myself to go back to sleep because I'm like, no, I need more sleep, which I shouldn't really do. But you know,
That's how it is for all of us, bro.
yeah.
It's like back in high school, bro. You had to get out of bed.
Yeah.
So you didn't have a choice in it. Now it's like, bro, I
your
can
mum
miss
will give
this
you
lecture and
2
it's calm.
Yeah, legit.
Trust, man. And you know what I
moving
hate,
on
bro?
to
Like my
okay, go
dad, like whenever he wakes me up for Fajr in it, this is what he does, right? Or what he used to do in it, like maybe a few years back, like 2-3 years ago, is like he'd come into my room in it, and like he'd like just open the door and start shouting at me to wake up in it. If I don't get up immediately, he'll come and you know my duvet, he'll just pull it off, bro.
Oh, I hate that.
so much.
I hate that.
Especially like when it's cold outside, bro. Like, why do this? Like, this is illegal, bro.
You know what? I need to get you out of bed, fam.
Yeah, trust me. That's what wakes you up instantly. Like, someone picks it, covers up, that's it, you're awake.
Sometimes I'm not wearing something on top in it as well. So it's like, it's so cool. Like, it's just my skin, bro, touching the cold Arctic air, man, outside. I hate that, man. Sorry, so you were saying that move on to something.
I was gonna say let's stop the depressing talk and move on to something a bit more optimistic, innit?
No, man, no one's gonna ask me about my highlights. I see how it is, man.
I mean, bro, we know your highlights.
How are highlights depressing? What?
Well, fam, you were like, I did, so all my plans were cancelled.
I wasn't like that. No, I wasn't. Why did I say that?
I mean, I said that.
I went for
you
a
said
walk.
something similar.
Basically, Dama's highlight was his walk in it.
Exactly.
My
highlight is that I'm
highlight?
increasing all my skills.
I guess for me, innit, like, if I really think, like, it's been a difficult year. I'm not gonna lie in it, but the good side of it, yeah. Tam is laughing. Tam is like, he's just gonna talk about something depressing again. Go on.
No, I know. Yeah.
Okay, I'm only messing. But yeah, so the good sides of it. Firstly, I was meant to do my 3rd year last year in it, right? So I took a year off for medical reasons in it, and one of my worries was when I took the year off and getting back into my 3rd year in it, especially because I wasn't, like, at the time I wasn't even ready to study yet in it. So because of Corona, like, obviously, like, we already spoke about, like, exams being easier, you know, people being less strict about things, more lenient in it. Overall, like, making things easier for you with your degree in it and helping you get a better grade. So, like, that has really helped me transition into studying again. You get what I mean?
Mo, sorry, keep talking. I'm gonna open the door real quick.
What did he say? Keep talking. So
he's gonna open the door.
Okay, I'm gonna keep talking because, like, so I was gonna open the door and I don't know what to say. And now I'm pressured into talking. I don't.
Imagine you're there talking and he's like, "Yeah, keep talking."
A B C D E F G.
Yo, it reminds me of the time when we were driving and you giving me directions. We're gonna keep this part in, right?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, so
I like how I said go for it to you, like you're gonna edit this.
Oh, my days.
So we were driving, and then we're on this straight road, and this road is next to a park. Like on the left is a park, a massive park.
This guy's gonna expose
So we're
me
driving.
hard right now.
We're driving straight, and Mo's giving me directions to wherever. Was it your new house?
I'm not even gonna laugh at this, bro. I'm just gonna stay
Bro,
silent. Bro,
obviously, because I'm gonna laugh for about. So
it was near
we're driving.
Thingy Park. It was near the park.
Yeah, I know which park. I was asking where we would go in your new house, maybe. Maybe.
No. This was a lot.
Or maybe Abby's house.
A lot before that, man.
Oh yeah, it's long. So then we're driving, yeah, straight road. So like 5 minutes, we'll just be going straight. So there's no turns, nothing. And I know we're going straight. And then out of the blue, Mo's like, actually, like the entire world's going to end and we're about to crash. So he's like, yo, you see that park? I was like, what? Yeah. He's like, yeah, just go straight.
I remember that.
I just wanted to reassure the driver in it that you go straight,
listen,
bro. That's
we're
it.
on a straight road. There's nowhere else to go. And this guy's like, you see the park? Yeah, just go straight. And I was
what if, like, in the back of his head, he's thinking, like, yo, maybe he took a wrong turn in it. Was it?
No,
was the
there is
driver
no
you?
wrong
Was it
turn.
you or Sidge?
I was the driver, you.
Oh yeah, it was you. See, I was helping you
this
out,
guy
bro.
don't even remember what he does.
Oh, my days, man.
I was helping you out, Taffet, bro. See,
Helping
now, at
me-
least you
helping
knew,
me
like,
get
it was
lost.
straight in it.
Helping me get a bit more stressed in the car, that's what.
It's calm. I was testing you, bro. I was testing you.
Testing. Oh, yeah, fair.
Yeah. So yeah, that was one of the highlights for me, and it made my transition into my third year, which is the hardest year for university, and it made that much easier. But yeah, that was one highlight for me. The second highlight was family in it. So obviously I moved out for university, right? So I didn't see family much before in it, outside of holidays, right? Like for example, like in the winter holidays, I used to stay in Leicester just because if I came back to Manchester, I knew I wouldn't be able to revise or anything in it, because for some reason we have exams straight after holidays. Like it's always like that, innit? It's so annoying. You have exams straight after holidays.
And it's fair though, use the holidays to revise and
but it's not holidays,
do
innit? Like
true.
So I just stay in Leicester innit, at that time. So yeah, obviously because of COVID, I didn't have to go back to Leicester. I could just stay at home innit. So that was a blessing, because then I stayed at home. I can spend more time with family innit. I'm not gonna lie, they're annoying most of the time. My little brother coming like, I wanna watch a movie, I wanna play this, right?
For real.
It's so annoying. This one time innit, he comes to me, right? I download Harry Potter in the Lego game for him. Yeah. And then like we start playing it. We play for like 2 hours, and he's enjoying it, bearing it, right?
Yeah.
After the game, we go back to the living room in it, and I'm telling my sister about. I'm like, yeah, he loves the game so much, and then he goes, nah, I didn't really like the game in it. You liked it, right? I was like, oh, okay. So then I deleted the game in it. I deleted the game in it, right? And then the next day he comes and he's like, hey, I want to play Harry Potter Lego. And then I was like, I deleted it in it. He's like, what? Why? And then the guy starts crying, bro. I'm like, you're the one that said you didn't want to play it. You're the one that said you didn't like it. Why you at me, bro?
Kids, man.
That would teach him not to be like, nah, it's all you, bro. It wasn't me. I ain't no wuss, bro. I don't like Harry Potter. So get you.
Express his opinion while stand up for himself.
Yeah. What genre do you usually read? Like fiction?
If I find something, I read it. I've not really bought one myself.
As well, mashallah.
Yeah. So I've never really bought anything myself. It's just like, oh, this book looks interesting in it, and I start reading it, and that's about it. But then on my Kindle or something, bro, I'll just download like I'm reading like the Witcher books in it.
Oh yeah.
And those are really interesting.
Oh.
So just fictional stuff, and I think it's really good and beneficial, like in COVID, because like most of the movies and stuff, it really like helps you zone out. Just take a break from life in it, because sometimes you need that breather. You get what I mean? In this like fictional
sometimes
world.
you go for a walk.
Exactly, bro. Exactly.
And
a
like,
walk
books are actually a way. Books / and like writing or drawing, the ways of coping with stress, or like relieving stress, or just getting your mind off
just
things.
Distracting yourself.
Yeah,
exactly.
And it makes you feel good, innit? You can like kind of like get your thoughts on paper.
Jeez,
Reading a
therapy
book,
session with ASD.
get thoughts into your head. It's like raw talk ASD.
Raw talk ASD without raw talk, basically.
Speaking of ASD, plans 2021.
Yeah. Plans, jeez.
ASD itself.
So
go on then, hit us up.
before we hit you with the big plans, okay, this is going to be a big plan as well, innit? But the first thing, and this is something that for everyone that's listening, we want you guys to either comment on our YouTube video, this video here, or if you're listening like as a podcast on Spotify or something like that, then like DM us or comment on our, you know, just at us on social media, innit? So on our Instagram, so that's at AfterSchoolDawah, right? And just help us figure this out, innit? So we're thinking, right, we were talking about, you know how like let's say Muslim hands, right, with them you can build a well for £170 for a well, right? And we were thinking, you know what would be nice, like if under AfterSchoolDawah we built a well, like if we did like a fundraiser, like let's say, okay, we're trying to, like, you know, we spoke about 2020 being a hard year. Let's start 2021 by making a positive impact, a permanent positive impact. You get what I mean? You know, because a well is something that's going to stay there and it's going to benefit that community forever, basically, right? It's what we call sadaqah jariyah. My tongue is so dry right now. Can you guys tell? Sadaqah jariyah. Oh, okay. So, is a charity that continues and you continue to get reward for it, even after you die, right? So we were thinking of doing it under AfterSchoolDawah, or maybe if you guys want, we can do it under someone's name. So if there's someone particular that you think that we should be doing it for on behalf of, maybe do it under their name or something, right? And suggest to us what charities you think that we should do it for. What project do you think we should do it for? Right now we're thinking about doing it for Muslim Hands, because they have like a well that you can do it for £170, right? And we spoke about it on our Yemen channel, the Yemen video, innit? Right? And Muslim Hands is a good shout in general, innit?
Yep.
But let's say there are other projects like water projects and stuff like that, or food,
or like food
anything,
projects,
or even like,
or like
you know,
education
emergency
and
appeal. Yeah. Education, emergency appeal. So I want you guys to decide on what is the best project that we should do, and then let's make a fundraiser together. And let's start off the year by actually like doing something.
Yeah.
You get
and
what I
just
mean?
keep it going throughout the year.
Yep.
Or you know, see how it
or like
goes
let's say like if we do the well in it, and like this month we could easily get £170 easily. Right? Easily in a month we can get that, right? So we do it this month, and then maybe next month we have something different, bro. You get what I mean? Like maybe like once we finish the goal, we do another one, you know.
Inshallah.
And then after the year finishes, bro, we'll have an episode talking about how much we made or how much of a difference we made. You get what I mean?
That'd be
So I
sick,
think
you know,
that's
like a nice
like
timeline.
a recap of
exactly, man.
yeah,
Like
like
a nice little timeline, bro. You know. So inshallah, like that's the plan. Let us know, like honestly, help us out with this. Let us know in the comments on the Instagram post. So post that Instagram post in it for this, right? Like what do you call it? Like, you know, where people comment below.
comment.
I don't know, like we'll post something basically in just about the charity stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, do help us out with that. So that's the first plan for ASD in 2021. Do you have any other plans, lads? Do you have any other suggestions?
Yeah, we said we were going to do more YouTube specials, right? Like we did with the...
So we're going to hit them with the secrets, yeah?
Oh, yeah,
Is that what's going to happen, Saad?
Leak some secrets,
go on, Saad, tell us what's
inshallah,
happening then.
we've got plans to upgrade the YouTube channel a bit more, inshallah, and hopefully in the summer, if you know, the UK lockdown ends and we can all meet up outside or in each other's houses, then we could get back to the studio, you know, put some nice furniture in there, some nice setting, and record there, start recording there, inshallah. And we have plans, you know, again, if lockdown ends, then we can do something outside as well, an ASD episode outside, maybe on the beach or something.
In the car, definitely the car one. That's how it started.
Yeah, inshallah. So we have plans to kind of what's the word? Introduce a bit of variety, basically. But in terms of content, YouTube specials, you know, that's what we're gonna focus on, inshallah. And short clips and short reminders, if you can get those out too. But
definitely.
What you want mainly is what we want your guys' feedback. We want your opinion, because you know, we alhamdulillah, we still get, you know, even though we've been inactive for a bit, we've still got a bit of an audience. And anyone listening to this, inshallah, please let us know, whether via social media or commenting on the YouTube video, wherever, what you would like to see from ASD, because the way we moved on last year with ASD, know if you guys remember, is that we basically took feedback, right, off of the Instagram page, and people DM Muhammad telling him, oh, you should do this, you should talk about this, etc., etc. And we got guests on, and we made some contacts. And inshallah,
a lot of our episodes are like that, man. A lot of them are suggestions from you guys.
Yeah, suggestions from you guys. So we definitely take that on board. And the comments that you comment on every single video, we actually read through every single one of them.
We don't have many subscribers in it, so it's not very hard for us to.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, exactly. But,
so don't worry, we'll read your comment. Don't worry.
And guest appearances, inshallah, as well. We,
Oh yeah.
But yeah, definitely. Like for the three of us in it, inshallah, we're all of us and our friend group in it. We're all finishing uni this year, pretty much in it.
Yep.
So. By ourselves, I put ASD aside. We're planning to, inshallah, like when COVID finishes in it, like, go Europe or something, like go around Europe, go Malaysia, go somewhere
all
in
the
it.
plans are coming out now.
All the plans in it, inshallah, in it. Like we want to go places, and we want to go places. So because we're gonna go places anyway, hopefully, like we're thinking like, bro, we could just like do ASD episode in some nice places, bro. Like even here in the UK, man, we could like, go somewhere, like Sal said, go to the beach or something, record an episode, go to like Lake District, innit, like hire out a cabin or something, book out a cabin, not hire it.
Remember that one I showed you guys? That one.
Which one?
Nice.
The cabin.
I sent out the chat once. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly, bro. Imagine we rent that out, man, and we do like an episode one night, bro, like around the fireplace or something. Bro.
Also, adding on to the YouTube thing, I don't think Zad mentioned it, but we're planning to do 2 separate channels.
Yeah.
But yeah, so basically one with solely just the raw podcast, the full thing unfiltered, edited.
It's just the podcast, so
just the podcast. And then the main channel, which the one is we have now.
Yeah, it's basically going to be for everything else.
Everything else, so main content, and
so
it will have podcast, but it'll have like highlights from podcasts.
Yeah. Like let's say if it's like a very special podcast, and like let's say we bring Mufti Meg down or something in it, we're definitely going to have highlights there for the main channel in it.
Yeah.
But the reason for this is because with YouTube, the way it works in it is that let's say YouTube recommends one of our videos to you. If you don't watch it, then YouTube's not going to recommend any more videos to you, even if you subscribed in it. So let's say like obviously you guys listen to our podcast on Spotify and all these other platforms in it. So not many people actually listen to it on YouTube. The only people that I know that do are people who just recently started in it. They'll first start with YouTube and then they'll listen to it on other platforms in it. Yep. So what happens is you subscribe to the YouTube channel, but obviously you don't listen to a 1.5 hour podcast on the actual YouTube video in it. So you ignore it. So then if we do upload any YouTube special videos in it, anything that's specifically for YouTube, then that's just going to be ignored. YouTube's not even going to send it to you. So that's why we wanted to separate it in it. So we'll have a separate channel just for the podcast episodes, so it's always accessible for you guys. Even if you don't have Spotify or any other app, you can always just listen to it on YouTube. And then we'll have the main channel, like Ahmed said, for everything else. So I'd already mentioned we're gonna do shorts, right? So those are gonna be like Instagram story type of things, and like 1 minute videos, where we'll talk about like helpful reminders and advice, etc. And we're gonna do some more like videos like we did before in like the cuties videos and stuff like that, innit?
Just later we'll be making movies and series.
Yo, say no more, bro. Netflix documentary coming soon.
We're gonna have that mad ad. Remember the idea we had for that mad ad for AfterSchoolDawah? The whole kind of
the ad. We still need to do that, man.
Yeah,
but which definitely we do apologize for not being so active in it, especially considering how difficult this past couple of months has been in it. And like that's my biggest regret with ASD in it right now. Like just these months in it, I know like, oh man, it would have been so nice to be able to listen to a nice podcast during this time, you get what I mean? But at the same time, we were busy as well in it. We it is our final years as well. We have our exams and stuff like that, so we've been really busy, so we've not been able to do much. But inshallah, we're here right now, and I won't be able to say we'll be able to do a lot right now, but definitely when we finish exams in summertime, AfterSchoolDawah is gonna be kicking off, man.
It's gonna start.
It's gonna be
before summer though, 6 weeks time, Ramadan.
What's happening? Oh, someone said the R word.
Oh,
jeez. My mouth is already dry.
Your mouth's already dry. It's already thinking about all the fasts.
Bro, inshallah, I hope. If they have some sort of booking system, wherever it is, just something, some way to set up Tarawih this year, man. Because God, I miss Tarawih.
Bro, I'm not gonna lie, man. That's what I'm regretting. Not regretting the most, like dreading the most, innit? Like Ramadan is such a vibe, bro.
Innit?
Man, like going to the mosque for iftar, that's a vibe.
Pizza,
Tarawih
burger,
at
chips,
the mosque,
bro,
Seeing
chef
everyone,
Ramadan.
innit?
Oh my days, yeah, exactly, man. Tarawih
Linking
is such
everyone.
a vibe, bro. Like, yo, damn it. So, like, when you go Tarawih, you read your full 20 rakahs, your 8 rakahs, whatever you do in it, and then you come home after that. You feel so satisfied.
It
bro.
feels good,
Like,
yeah.
You feel accomplished,
Feels
bro.
different.
You feel
And then we'll
refreshed
come
as well,
on
innit?
Discord or something. We'll play a game together or something like that. I remember back in the days, I'll just come back and play zombies, bro. Tarawih and zombies in it.
Yeah.
And then Fajr, bro.
Bro, one of the biggest benefits is what's it? Your parents not being able to say anything when you're up late, bro.
Just
It's
be
like 4 a.m. and they can't say.
And then
It's
just
like,
be like,
"Ramadan,
nah, 'cause
bro,
I'm fasting in it. I mean, technically, you can say something in it
Oh, yeah.
because you shouldn't be doing that. We
Yeah.
did that as kids, by the way, for everyone
Yeah.
watching. Don't be doing that.
Yeah.
That's kind of like cheating for Ramadan, in it. Like, you want to be awake during the day, you want to be active during the day, in it.
Yeah.
And like, unless your job requires you to be active.
Well,
at
I
night or
mean,
something like that.
if anyone listening to this is under like 16, then
enjoy your life, bro. Enjoy it, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
don't take our advice, bro. we don't know what.
That's it.
But if you're over 16, you probably know what we're talking about. You know?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And man, okay, so Tarawih as well, and what else was there? Yeah, iftar, bro. Like every day at home as well. I don't know, like Ahmed, you don't eat at home in it much.
Nah.
So do you eat
Every
at
day
home?
we're at the mosque.
I eat
So
at
I'll go
home,
to-
yeah.
Yeah, like every single day, like my mom always makes something so nice, bro. Like there's
That's
always
right,
something
bro.
like
Bro,
like
you know
they,
what?
they put so
up,
much
big up all the
preparation
mums,
in
bro.
their families and stuff.
Big up all the
Definitely, bro.
mums and the women in that.
Yeah, you just get everything, bro. You get samosas,
Oh, whoever
you
does
get
the
everything,
cooking,
bro. You
whoever
get
does the cooking,
diabetes,
yeah.
all of that, bro. All of that,
Yeah.
all that good stuff.
It's like, so it's amazing because you have the mosque where people go, and all the guys can, we bring their kids sometimes, and all of them eat together, and it's nice because we go early and we help out everything, set everything up every day.
Yeah,
So
especially
we all-
like
and then at home all the
you
women
don't.
are together, and it's just like it's like everyone, like every Muslim in your area, in your country probably right now at that time is like breaking their fast together, and it's just
Yeah, it's really nice. And like, bro, like normally you don't have that sense of community, bro. Like, I'm not gonna lie, even like with my family in it, like we don't eat meals together, bro. Like we don't do that.
Yeah,
I don't know if you guys do that, and we don't. Like when I'm hungry, I'll go to the kitchen, I'll grab something to eat in it. I might
Yeah.
even take it to my room. You get me? Like we don't really eat together, and I know plenty of people don't. But then Ramadan comes, and you're always eating together for iftar and for suhoor and stuff like that, innit? It's such a vibe, man, and
it is.
like it really shows like that community spirit, bro. Now that's what the ummah should be in it, basically. Is Ramadan, and that's what I'm kind of like upset about for this year, because I really doubt that in the next few weeks things are going to change so much that Ramadan will be back to normal. You get what I mean?
100%.
Even if you can book it like in the mosque and stuff, it's like it's not going to be the same. You get what I mean? Like I doubt you'd be able to fit that many people anyway.
Oh,
So like the
But,
likelihood of getting
just,
a booking
just,
as well.
just slowly going back to
Oh,
that
man.
process is what I want in it, because
Yeah,
we all
yeah,
understand
yeah.
for the next probably year or year and a half, it's not gonna go back to like it was pre-COVID, but trying to at least make it that transition to going back to normal, I think would improve a lot of people's mental health as well.
So speaking of Ramadan in it, and obviously like you said, it's going to be a while before we can go back to the Ramadan we knew and loved in it. But what is it that we can realistically do this Ramadan? Like what is it that we can look forward to, and what is it that we can prepare for, bro, for Ramadan 2021?
Well, inshallah, we'll elaborate more in the Ramadan episode.
Jesus, Ramadan episode.
100%. But yeah, right now, obviously, before Ramadan, the best thing to do is, not best is subjective, but I guess one of the most important things you could do, one of the most essential, is that start reading the Quran bit by bit, because a lot of people, they get I'd say they get intimidated. Yeah, they're not scared, but slightly intimidated by how much they have to read or how much people are telling them to read or whatever, right? And I don't know about you guys, but the couple of times I've done Ramadan in Pakistan, right? Or like I've had family from Pakistan come over here during Ramadan. It's always like they always ask you, oh, how much Quran have you read? How much Quran have you read? And it's like it's always like this thing of, you know, intimidation. Like, oh, you've only read like 5 just whatever, and it's like the 15th day.
It's very competitive.
It's very competitive. So,
but not a good it's not like good competitive. It's like prideful.
It's kind of it's almost a bit, you know, a bit toxic at times, I guess. But the good thing is, you know, I would say this to people. Reading the Quran, the entire Quran in Ramadan, is amazing, and it's amazing skill. It's amazing feat, right? It's an amazing thing to achieve. And if you want to do it, then I suggest you start from now, right? So you start reading. You can read at random places, you can read short surahs, whatever, but get your reading skill up a bit, because I think for me at least this is a problem, is that my actual reading skill in terms of reading the Quran has gone down. Especially if I'm reading ayahs that I don't know, that I've not memorized, right? So I have to kind of improve that every time for Ramadan. My memorization is fine of the surahs I know, alhamdulillah, but my reading skill has actually gone down. So I need to always kind of read a bit more to get that fluency back up. So start bit by bit, and like I said, it's a good skill. It's a good feat to achieve, but it's not the only thing you can do, right? A lot of people, they'll keep their goals consistent but short. So they'll be like, okay, I'm going to memorize a hadith, or I'm going to, you know, learn some tafsir or something like that every day. And so adjust your goals to what you think you can achieve, right? And obviously be realistic.
And based on like where you're at right now, innit? You know, obviously, let's say someone who just learnt Arabic, or someone who's just learning Arabic compared to someone who's already a hafiz of the Quran, innit? Obviously, they're going to have different goals, different objectives, you know? Speaking of which, so obviously, like, this Ramadan, innit, is the month of the Quran, you know? And that's why that's a really good point, you know, preparing yourself for the Quran to, you know, basically one of your main objectives of Ramadan should be to gain a connection with the Quran, innit? And I think that's a lot of us don't really have it. Like, ask yourself right now, everyone that's listening, when was the last time you picked up the Quran and you actually read it? Like, when was the last time you recited a surah outside of prayer, you know? And speaking of Quran, innit, we already have like a hafiz over here with us. You know, with Ahmed, innit? he's got, wait, how many? You got 15? Just down in it. So Ahmed, I want to ask you the question then. For those that are listening in it, let's say they're not used to reading Quran in it. Let's say the last time they went to mosque was maybe like 10 years ago or something.
Yeah.
What is the best thing they can do for Ramadan? How can they get into reading Quran again?
You know, I'm gonna assume, because obviously I'm kind of in the same boat sometimes, and I'll go long periods without reciting anything. And the only way you can start is by alright, I'll start tomorrow, I'll start here, but in the end you can only it comes down in the moment, innit? And one of the reasons I started recently is because my mum, she was like, you know what, Ramadan's coming up, you're not reading Quran as often anymore, because she notices, innit, and she's there for me. So that's one thing as well, by the way, just have someone that reminds you, or motivates you to read. So then she was like, after Maghrib every day you're going to recite Quran to me, read 1 chapter a day. And so for like every few days I'll do that. After Maghrib I'll sit down and read like Quran.
Tamand was like, God damn it, I want to play League.
Like, obviously at first I was like, on my day, she's like, you know, I didn't want to do it basically, innit?
Yeah.
But then obviously in the moment I'm more like, you know what, this is good for me, alhamdulillah, I'm actually reading Quran. And my mum sits there and listens with me.
That's so nice, man. And it's like both of you get a reward, man.
Yeah, and the only reason that, you know, the mosque environment, it was a massive help. Now that I look back at it, I should have taken advantage of it so much more, because we used to go mosque every day.
Man. It's like, it's like the verse about Ramadan, innit? Sorry, go on.
You're just with so many other people who are reciting and doing the same thing as you, and you're there, you're going to be there for the next 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. So you know what, you might as well just get it down and read it. And it's
definitely.
So basically it's a matter of environment and forcing yourself. So when you wake up or whatever you're doing, even right now, just take this as a sign. Just go grab a Quran. If you have your wudu, go grab a Quran. If you don't, do your wudu, and then just recite an ayah, literally just one ayah, 2 ayahs, and then if Allah guides you, you'll recite more and more. That's what Mufti Bank said. He's like, force yourself to recite the first ayah.
Hello. Ahmed's gone. We lost him. R.I.P.
Ahmed.
Rest in peace.
I'm back. I'm back. Yo, what?
Rest in pieces, my guy.
I'm back. I'm back.
He's back. Hello, back.
Where did I stop off?
You stopped off at. You were saying like bare people at the mosque, innit? Like a few hours, like it's a vibe.
Yeah. Okay. So. Oh yeah, I was just getting on to 2 things to help. So it boils down to your environment and yourself. So if you're in a bad environment, you're most likely not going to be able to recite or read, right? And similarly, if you're in a good environment but you've not got the will yourself to do it, it's going to be tough. So you got to work on those 2. And so essentially what it is, just, do you want to take this as a sign? You just got to get down to it right now. If you've got a Quran, if you've got wudu, go grab a Quran and recite 1 or 2 ayahs, just 1 or 2. Even Mufti Menki gave advice like, just force yourself to recite 1 ayah, 2 ayahs, open the Quran and recite from there. And then if Allah guides you, you'll recite more and more until wherever you stop.
Okay, so with that being said, we do have a Ramadan episode coming up soon. It will probably be the next episode after this. So inshallah we'll go more into it, more into like different things that we think that you should be doing this Ramadan that will help and improve your Ramadan, inshallah. And of course, like for you guys, let us know down in the comment of this video or on the Instagram page. Let us know, like, what do you think? Like, what are you gonna do to prepare for Ramadan? What are you already planning to do? You get what I mean? So do let us know. And we also have other videos coming up, like how to stay healthy in 2021 and stuff like that. So please do stay tuned for that, and stay tuned for the YouTube special videos. Inshallah, we'll try and do like once a month or something in it at least. But yeah, with that said, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Hope you guys enjoyed today's episode, found it somewhat beneficial, and hope you guys are a bit more psyched for 2021.